edog@gmail.com.
No, but I don't
Oh, it's just me.
She was like, he didn't wish me happy birthday yet.
Even on another note, you can
It was 12:30 already.
Everyone, we're gonna get presentations started. No games during presentation.
I think Luke and Jay Lou should be able to play in just the.
Yeah. No, it's distracting. Oh, so this is they are affected by this. That's like Puerto Ricans being like, I don't care who's president.
Let them play.
ultimatemenu2k@gmail.com and also doable.com. Are you emailing your presentation?
Menu2k.
Yeah.
And location.com.
At Gmail.
Davis.
How's it going, Rev?
Are you the alumni relations?
I'm the alumni relations guy. Excuse me, Mr. President. What are we gonna do for alumni relations this year? Let's wait. Let's have some. Yeah. And oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna actually watch the movie.
We're going first. No, I'm thinking. Well, there's an icon. Well, I'm just trying to think of the most iconic. Ball and there are definitely good picks. So, I think I'll have to. Yeah.
Can I have this area?
Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Ethan. I'm the first candidate that will be presenting for the president of the club next year. In case anyone was noticing, if you were taking a look around, just who was setting up before these presentations started? Mostly me. Running the numbers, I got a few stats to show. Stats! Set counts on the other two people running.
The sets before that were both game 5.
Yeah, the sets during that, you lost. Just saying.
Is that with Terry? I'm noticing you lost to Todd Nato. Do you have anything to say?
It was my Robin. That's what I have to say.
What do you have to say about that?
Okay. Next up, we're addressing the allegations. I have been slightly not super present at Nest this semester. I will say it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get here today. It takes me that every single time that I want to attend a Nest. I really am doing my best this semester. It's difficult for me because of my co-op.
Right.
I've still been to most of the brackets this semester. I didn't go to the one the week of LMBM, and I didn't go to the one where I crashed my car. Every single other Nest, I have been in this room for at least some point. And also, just saying, skiing's pretty fun.
True.
Hi, Jalen.
Okay. Again, mentioning commitment to the club takes me a while to get here. I went to MBTA the day after crashing my car. I was driving to Nest while I crashed it. Also.
Sign 1. Edog 0.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm still alive.
You still lost.
On a Wednesday night in the middle of the semester, I drove to campus for a grind night with you guys. So I'm a little bit committed. And then in terms of being here next year, I will be an RA. I got the position already. I cannot leave campus for a period of more than 24 hours. I will be here and committed to Nest. And in all honesty, while in Boston, Nest has been where I've spent most of my time. It's just very difficult for me to spend a lot of time in Boston right now. But that will not be the case next year, because I will be an RA.
Turn the game off now.
Yeah, Brian.
I had a kill move going. Next up, I want to talk about finding the balance between playing and being president of the club and TOing. I didn't enter MBTA singles. I fully TO'd it, and I think that shows my dedication to this role, sacrificing my position as a player so that I could fully focus on running the tournament smoothly. And it was a great turnout. We had 100 people, even through a blizzard. Light said he had a great time and wants to come back. I also TO'd the top cut of MBTA 5 after playing in that one. And then most of this semester, I've been TOing the first half, and I'm letting the noobs get a little bit of experience in the second half. Everyone knows 2026 is the year of the noob.
It's true.
Next up, we got some Edog original ideas that happened this year. 2-day MBTA. Before this year, MBTA was 1 day. We did not have singles at it. We hit C-tier events for both of those for singles.
We hit
B-tier and then it fell. Hopefully the return of Big Nest is good. We haven't had a paid Big Nest on like a Saturday singles tournament like we're doing next week in 2 years. A lot of you probably weren't there for that. So I want to bring those back. We've also had more collaboration with esports. I know not everyone here is involved, but a lot of you are. Our A team for esports won our division in the fall. We're 5-1 right now. And we're in another league where we're also 6-0. So that's going very well. We've had plenty of setups and monitors also in part at MBTA due to help with esports. And some things looking forwards that I want to work on more are casual nights because it feels like we're not getting a whole lot of people. I think I had the idea for them and it didn't quite come to fruition how I was hoping, but I think they can be restructured or looked at a little bit differently. I want to shout out Brevin here quickly because recently he's been running grind nights on Wednesdays in place of the Suffolk ladders that happened last semester. And so I think that is a very good, at the very least, jumping point. And I think something along the lines of helping people interested in competing learn the game would be good. Maybe like once a month or so, like focusing on actually learning the game. We also, last election cycle, I believe, mentioned the idea of having like bigs and littles in Smash Club. So like higher level players trying to coach lower level players, and that didn't really come to fruition. In all fairness, a lot of that was me trying to get over the learning curve of being president. There was a lot I had to like put together as I was going, so I wasn't able to implement all of the ideas that I wanted to. And the last thing I'll address is, again, things brought up last election cycle. I was thinking we could potentially look for making some sort of offline Boston Collegiate Cruise League, and then Collegiate Summit would be something that I think would be fun to run. It didn't happen. You were too busy. I don't care. Bonus reasons, it's my birthday. It was on Wednesday. If you forgot to give me a birthday gift, just say. My friends call me Emperor of Smash. They have for about the past year that I've been president. They won't be able to do that if I'm not the president of the club anymore, guys.
Oh god, maybe
Woe is me. And lastly, I also want to say leadership consistency. I mentioned it briefly, but I think because I've gone through the learning curve of being president already, I'm in a better position to be president again, since I have learned the ropes of it this year, and that would be something that David or Nevin would have to pick up as they go. Thank you. I want to address this as well. Who's that saying I'm their president? Anyways, they're all for me. No one acts like Edog. Do it.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Do you have any plans for the melee side of the club?
In terms of Melee, I've very much enjoyed working with Ren this year. I don't think there's a whole lot more that I have in mind beyond what we're currently doing. We have Melee planned for Big Nest. Obviously, we have them at MBTA, and Melee runs their own weeklies. There's someone in place to take over as co-president for Melee, but beyond that, I don't have any particular ideas. Luke?
Hi, Ethan. As president, what will you be doing for alumni relations?
Allowing them to come to Student Nest. Woo!
I'm just saying the other candidates both have it.
Busy.
Guy who has no comment.
Guy who has. Hey David, can we pull up our set from Prodigy last Saturday?
I am the curious monkey. You are the upset lion.
Derek.
Deep question for Ethan Dog. What was the time you felt really, really upset, and what did you do to fix it? This is important.
This is important.
Yeah.
A time I felt really, really upset,
In
and
the
also
club, like actually, it doesn't even have to be in the club.
no, I'll do in the club. It was my first summer at Northeastern. I was basically in charge of running a nest because there were a lot of other people who were above me, I guess, who weren't able to go that week because it was summer or whatever. We had 2 setups at that nest.
Okay.
It was a little difficult to run, a little stressful. I ended up losing. I got upset by Wilson in winners round 1 and wasn't happy with that and went 0-2 to Ron in losers. I was very not happy with that. I think after that I ended up throwing my headphones on the ground and breaking them a little bit. I stepped out of the room. Jacob, who most of you don't know, JJ, he's a Me2 player. He lives in New York now. He took over the TOing while I stepped out, and we talked about it. And I think having Jacob, and also I talked with Aiden about it the following week. So I think having those people to look up to helped me a lot to be able to discuss it and work through it. And I think since then, that was really the catalyst of me trying to be much calmer when it comes to Smash events in general. And I think that's panned out well.
Thank you.
David.
Where do you place yourself on NU all-time rankings?
4?
Wow, what an ego.
Okay. Brevin?
How will you handle the rampant crash out problem that Jonah recently brought up on Twitter regarding Michael Wejonius and Sweetful?
Yeah, so Jonah actually DM'd me. He sent me that link and DM'd me about it. We talked about it. I made that announcement last week of the 1-week ban if that does happen at a nest. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing last week. Hopefully that stays to be the case this week. That was implemented by Aiden, I think, a year or so ago. And I think it kind of got out of hand because we just weren't paying diligent enough attention to it. But I think it's very important to have a welcoming environment where people aren't getting upset like that at Nest, because at the end of the day, we're a student club trying to get students involved and excited to compete in Smash. Yeah.
Another question I have is, is there any better way that you will handle delegation of tasks amongst eBoard this coming semester? Because a complaint that a lot of people had is it was kind of difficult to work under you because they didn't really understand what their expectations were, what they were supposed to be doing, etc.
I think part of it is I feel like there was, lack of communication from both sides, so naturally that does include me. But I think having the rest of eBoard elected next week will help us plan in advance as opposed to the following month, because it felt like there was a lot that I was doing in that month or so span of April that a lot of the rest of the eBoard couldn't do because they were either getting elected still or had just gotten elected. So I think Nevin's presentation that he made last week also helps with that, defining the roles more clearly and hopefully what they should do. should help delegate the tasks better.
Okay.
Lynn?
Do you have any plans on maybe being more accommodating towards those people that are looking to transition from the casual nights to actual nights? Because I know it can be very discouraging to show up, not know anybody. People tend to talk amongst themselves, and maybe like they don't play well at the tournament, so they just feel discouraged and they don't want to come back.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, casual nights aren't getting a whole lot of people right now, unfortunately, so I think we might try to rework the way that they run right now, and I would hope that we could have people who go to the tournaments consistently playing games with the more casual people. Potentially at the grind nights, we could also throw up games on the projector, and regular attendees would be encouraged to play with everyone else, like the casual rule set, whatever, as opposed to what it was at casual night, which was kind of people playing 1v1s on monitors in the back of the room. I also think I can do better in terms of talking to new people and trying to get them to stay and be interested in the club. I think something I've been trying to do recently that I did at MBTA and that I liked a lot was, while I'm TOing, just moving around the room, holding my laptop and just moving around to sort of see what's going on and be able to talk to people as opposed to being like stuck in the chair. David?
What would you do to address the, I personally believe that there's like a bit of like a volume problem at Nest, not from the TOs, but rather from like players trying to talk across the room to each other, just yelling. What would you do about that?
I haven't thought about that a whole lot. I have noise canceling headphones, but obviously that's not a good solution for like everyone to abide by. So I think that making sure that people know that at the end of the day there is a tournament going on throughout the room. So if you need to talk to someone, you should like silently gesture them towards you so you can have a conversation that's respectful of everyone in the room playing in the tournament.
Present.
In my opinion, one of Davo's biggest strengths as a president is that he's terrible at the game and he's dog shit. This means that he gets to run things, like he's pretty much big TO most of the time. So my question for you is, how will you be balancing competitive and running the show? Would you be willing to like not play during certain nests to just basically TO and make sure there's a good vibe or something like that? Or maybe do like a rotation of TOs to make sure there's someone dedicated to doing that, something like that?
I considered doing that last semester. Honestly, I think the reason I didn't is because towards the beginning of it, when I was thinking about this, is when I beat Adam and sort of had the bid for PR, and I kind of got out of the mindset of that. I still didn't participate in MBTA so that I could solely TO that, and again, as I've mentioned, most of the nests that I am here, I try to TO the first 2 hours, give or take, where I'm not playing sets. I don't know if dog shit at the game is a good trait.
No.
I don't know if that's a plus.
He's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. And a follow-up to that is, like, let's say you beat Adam again, and you had the chance at a because it wasn't just this semester that you were kind of dodging, it was also a little bit last semester because you were making that big PR push. Do you think that would happen again, or would you be more dedicated to Nest now?
Did that happen last semester?
He was dodging.
I think I
Maybe
I think I missed,
I think
like,
you might have Matt Pizu syndrome for that in my head. You might have Matt Pizu syndrome.
I think sometimes I have plans on Friday nights. That's gonna be the case. I will do my best most of the time to be here and present and attentive. I think, as Brevin said, being at Nest but maybe not TOing is a good idea though.
Cool.
Awesome. How did I create your legacy of this?
Quiet Coyote. Anyone have any other questions? Roy?
Why are you so handsome?
Woo! think it's a workout. So
That's it. Do you want to go next? Or do you want me to?
I could go.
Why is it all over?
It's everything.
Because
Oh, you.
it's me, please. All right.
You have to do your stance.
My stance. All right. Hello, everyone. As I'm sure you know, I'm Devin, the professor, and I am running for Smashville president. Let's get right into it. All right. Real quick, I want to go over some of my general traits as a person. I believe my strongest strength to be a consistent member of the Smash community in Boston and I frequently interact with all members of the club. So, as many of you know, I'm the primary leader of the Thursday Casual Nights. I help with every nest. I've been to every nest last semester and this semester. I'm always there to help set up. I'm always there to help break down and hang out with people afterwards. I bring my own setup. And I also run other events. Outside of club activities, I like hanging out with all of you. Last semester, I had office hours, a cramped invitational in my studio. But I think we all had a lot of fun. And I frequently have people over to play friendlies at my place. I think at this point, I want to say around half of the club has been to the Pit Professor domicile at one point or another. And I don't shy away from any experience level. If you are Jalen or Ethan and you would whoop the floor with me, welcome in. And if you're someone who's less experienced and you want to practice something, you're also free to come. I love interacting with the club, I love competing, and that's a genuine feeling I have. I'm sure you all know that inherently from spending time with me, but I just wanted to reiterate. Next, I want to talk about something a little more serious, my leadership and work capabilities. So, as also probably a lot of you know, I'm the treasurer this year, or I have been the treasurer this year. And so what that entails was managing all the funds for MBTA 5 and 6. So the photography, Andrew's streaming, and the, frankly, egregious amounts of pizza. That all came initially from my pocket, and then Northeastern kindly reimbursed me. But I was managing that, along with the LMVM fees and the VLAN fees to kind of curb the registration for those out-of-region events. All that funding and money stuff was under my jurisdiction. Furthermore, as an e-board member, I just have like a general spread of roles. I'm holding equipment, I'm always here, I'm a backup TO for when others aren't bracket or other e-board members aren't here. There was one point this semester where I believe every member of the e-board except myself was present at a nest, and I had to DQ from bracket and just run it. And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to be that kind of person. Furthermore, outside of that kind of work stuff, I like to think at least, that I have some qualities of leadership. I've been described as very affable and easy to interact with, at least in person. In Disadvantage, it's a little harder to interact with me, but you know, that's all right. Orbiters. And across the board, I feel like I'm very comfortable talking to individuals about Smash or outside of Smash life, and also addressing groups as a whole. So yeah, but that's all me. That's who I am. A lot of you already know these things. I want to talk about not what I've done, but what I will do next year if I'm elected president. I want to talk about things I want to change.
Oh my god.
So one big thing for me, I noticed as I entered the board this year, is that there isn't a super clear definition of responsibilities and work to do for every e-board member. As some of you might know, myself, Ethan, and David are the ones doing a lot of the work. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently, and there's nothing wrong with other e-board members not having that much work, because it's difficult for them to integrate themselves when they don't have a clear responsibility. In the past, all the e-board roles were just the name. President, treasurer, secretary, operations manager, and you had to just go with that role. The presentation we made about a week ago, right before break, where we clearly defined some responsibilities and tasks for everyone, that was all initially my idea. And it's something I really want to implement next year so that everyone on eBoard, A, has something to do and feels like they can be an eBoard member, and also just lighten the load for some of the other roles that you see more commonly, like president and treasurer. So that's something I really want to make happen, make it like a team effort. Furthermore, I think that something Smash is missing is kind of a social scene. Over the past year that Aiden's been gone, we've added a lot of events aside from the weekly Friday nests. We've had the casual nights, we've had Brevins,
reintroduction to the casual nights, or grind nights, sorry. And we also have Club Esports. But a lot of this stuff, at the end of the day, is still all of us, each other, with a set. And I think we can add a little bit more spice to make it more fun. And to me, nothing says fun like a watch party. As you all know, Larry Lur does these watch parties for major events. And I personally love tuning in, but I find myself feeling just a little bit lonely in my room. So I think something really cool would be for big major events. I'm talking Supernova, I'm thinking Genesis. It would be great to book a room, have setups, have a projector so we could all watch it together and see those hype moments, and maybe cater some food. I think something like that would allow us to interact with each other a lot more, and this kind of communal watch party would also make it potentially an easier scene for less experienced or casual players to integrate themselves into. So yeah, that's about it. That's who I am, that's what I want to do, so please consider me for club president. Yes, David.
So one thing that I noticed that a lot of people probably don't see because behind the scenes is that we had some trouble on timing of payments.
Mm-hmm.
How was you being president? A lot of president, as Edog describes, as these quick time events. We have a very limited amount of time to fill out forms or get something approved. How will your inconsistency with getting forms done on time as treasurer translate into you as president?
That's an interesting point to make. I believe that I complete forms on time. I understand that the payment for MBTA 5, again, many of you don't know this, but the payment for Andrew and Kay took a few months after MBTA 5. I attribute that to not understanding the ropes, but also I attribute a lot of that blame to Northeastern. I filled out my forms on time, and I was not told about forms that Andrew and Kay had to fill out until I heard complaints from them that they weren't receiving their payments. Once I got that, I reached out to Sabo, I went in person, and I got those forms filled out, and they got their payment. After MBTA 6, that was just a few weeks ago, Andrew has already received his payment. So I've learned that lesson, and I believe, more consistent. It was a matter of experience and also understanding how the system works, in my opinion. Thank you. Lynn?
All right, so I have two questions. The first, they kind of go hand in hand, but the first one, now that Curry is running their own Smash Bros. Tournament each week on Thursdays, that is a more casual environment. How do you see casual nights fitting into that, where it's like people maybe choosing to do one or the other? Do you see like them both eventually working in with each other?
That's a good question, and it's something I don't quite have an answer for. It's very new, and we could work with them together to form like a big casual setting, like a casual tournament along with casual setups. But I do think the two events offer different things at the moment. So Casual Night has the handful of projectors and setups where you can run games for 2 hours. But the Casual Night tournament is still a tournament. And if you're out, you're out, and if there's not many setups, there's not many setups. So it might be hard to play. And I think for many casuals, as someone who's been to the Casual Nights and like speaking with them and seeing what kind of stuff they like, a lot of them just like running games and having someone who isn't their friend group to run those games with. Because those kind of players who come to Casual Nights, they're like the best in the friend group. And so they find their usual non-Smash friends too easy. And so they want just to play the game at someone at their level, but bracket is still a little too intense. So I think they offer different things, is a small, short answer. And we could either join up or continue to be separate, and that's totally fine.
And then the second thing, it was the same question as Ethan. What are you working towards at like actual nests? Like I know you mentioned the watch parties to like help the community, like at like actual nests to help those people that are trying to transition from more casual players to competitors.
I'd say nothing different than what I've already been doing. I like to think that I walk around and talk to people, especially new faces, and say hi. I know Jax and Brian, kind of two newer members who came at MBTA, and as Jax plays Pit, and he reached out to me. They told me that at the nest they came to see me. They told me that, or Jax did at least. Brian, who knows what he was up to. But they came there, and I like to think it was in part due to my encouragement and telling them to come. And I've encouraged some of the people at Casual Nights to also come, and we've had them pop by. So I'd say I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep talking to people, keep encouraging them to come to stuff, and if they do, great, and if they don't, that's their decision. Oh boy, I'm going to Ethan.
So in terms of more defined roles for the e-board, what will you do with like less than ideally cooperative e-board members. Watch parties, for example, were something brought up multiple times to an e-board member, like a specific e-board member for that job, and it wasn't done. And similarly, posters were asked to be put up, and as far as I'm aware, that was maybe done this semester, but certainly wasn't in the fall.
Yeah, I'd say just if an e-board member is failing to do what we've asked them to do, in my opinion, I think we should just keep nagging them until they do it. Because if you become a member of e-board and you're not doing your job, that's a serious problem. And if you continue to not do it despite our continued asking, that's a difficult situation. Someone else would have to pick up the slack.
We have an e-board member who's gone to 0, or I think 1 nest this semester.
Yeah.
2.
Wait.
John.
I don't know. That's why he's the coach. Wait, who is it?
Yeah.
It's John.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, that's funny.
Okay, oh, technically John's out there Canadian, but he didn't play.
Yeah, he was up to it.
Well,
But again, my point stands of like, to an extent, nagging doesn't work.
it's true. There's not much to be done, honestly. They're themselves, and if they really choose to drop the ball, there's nothing anyone can do. But I would do my best to encourage them, and I would implore everyone else to vote for someone who you think would do the job. Yeah. Any? Yes. What's your question?
You know my question.
I know. You can come to my place when you feel like whatever you want. Free of charge. I'll make you Alfredo. Yeah. I'll make a meat Alfredo.
Does that go for everybody?
Well, alumni.
You don't go with an alumni.
You'll get like half. Half a serving. David, just again, pray. We're gonna buy a little boxy thing too.
Can we do a suitcase, please? Suitcase
Oh,
would be awesome.
I have a new idea. I think we'll buy a suitcase. Ryan?
Why is Paul Shannon getting?
No, it does kind of look like it's an orb of light initially, and then I just thought it didn't represent presidency enough. But yeah,
It'd be cool if he has like true. That would be awesome.
that'd be great.
Yeah, dude.
If I were to hypothetically drink at these watch parties, but no one knew, would that be okay?
I'd say no. I don't want any illicit materials at club events.
Wait, what kind of? I asked if I could drink at the watch parties.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to that. Sorry, but we could do a watch party at my place, and that's it. Eric.
As you know, Northeastern, the main event, NEST this week, or just in general, is a outward-facing event. It's also not just Northeastern students, but people from outside the school as well.
Mm-hmm.
So could you talk more about what you think the current state of just Northeastern student population, their participation is? Like, what do you think? Do you think there needs to be any improvement? Do you feel comfortable with how students are participating in casual nights or coming to the main event? Like, at the end of the day, this is a Northeastern club, and we're one of the few clubs that do open our events to other students or just other people who might not necessarily be college students.
Yeah.
So,
What do I think of that?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. We've actually had this discussion come up in the super secret TO Discord a few times at length. Because, like, what are we? Are we a student only? Are we a student club? If so, why are the people here? And I believe we need to strike a balance now that we've kind of become a consistent Friday local for the Boston scene. And so I think we strike that balance fairly well. I'm very happy with it, with student onlys like this. But to make it more student catered, we make some exceptions. So like casual night, that's open to just students. This watch party idea, that would also be open to only students. And furthermore, I like MBTA, we kind of surpassed the 2-team limit. You'll notice that we have D-team or sometimes E-team, and meanwhile other schools only get 2. So we definitely make exceptions for our club. And these out-of-region events tomorrow, we're taking the van and we're curbing venue fees. So I believe we do a fair amount for the student body while still respecting that.
Venue fees are not being curved tomorrow.
No, I know, not tomorrow, but in general.
Okay.
Like LMBM and VLAN, not tomorrow. Sorry. Apologies. Not to, I know not to. What I'm saying is, I think we strike a good balance. That's it. I think we strike a good balance. There.
If you get elected president, I'm saying like if.
If.
I'm just saying, if you get elected president, what is the first thing? That's a terrible way to start. Sorry. If you get elected president, what is your first order of business within like the first 2 weeks of you becoming president? What is like the main priority you're just trying to say?
I think, again, like I mentioned, the biggest thing for me that will happen immediately is making sure everyone's clear on roles and like what your jobs are. That's important. So everyone has like something to do off the cuff or within the first few weeks. Like I want that's part of it. Lexi.
As a new member, as a trash, been playing for like 3 weeks member, would you be willing, if you were to take on this role, would you be willing to implement other things that other presidents have done? Or like other ideas, like, so he talked about doing, or Ethan talked about doing something like a big little. I feel like people are huge onto like, they want to enter more inexperienced players and have them gain a good grasp of the scene. Do you think that you would be willing to implement new ideas that you hadn't necessarily come up with, but people may come to you with?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do that already in the like TO Discord and stuff. It's like this whole like role assignment idea and like Ethan's casual life from like last year. No matter what role we end up getting, we're still gonna implement stuff we want to do. I think we're all passionate about improving the club. So yeah, I would do. Brett?
I have a series of somewhat tough questions, so I'm sorry in advance.
Okay.
Okay, so first, recently you've demonstrated a little bit of emotional volatility, I will say. Recently at MBTA, you went 0-2, kind of crashed out. I, for one, I have a personal experience where my first practice ever here, you threw an absolute temper tantrum and I almost didn't come back. Now that you are president, if you are president, are there any systems that you will put in place to make yourself accountable, and what would those be?
Yeah, good question. For those of you who don't know me that long or newcomers, I was a big rager in freshman year, for sure. And I'm a little better about it now. I think if I could draw an MBTA, I was very upset. And after saying good game to my opponent, I did leave the room and I left for the rest of the day. I came back to pack up and help clean up, but I knew I shouldn't be in the space for that day. So I do think being emotional about a competitive game is okay. And as long as you can keep any malice or intense emotions to yourself and not hurt others, I believe it's okay. Now, as president, I understand I would have to be more of a face of the club and not have those kinds of outbursts. And I think I would implement the same rules that everyone else falls under, where if I were to get out of line, which I think is quite unlikely, but if I were, that's a ban. That's a ban. And that's maybe reconsidering if I should be president. But I believe myself to be emotionally in check enough to know when I need to walk away and take a break. And I didn't go to more brackets that week because I said I needed a break from Smash. So I think I can hold myself accountable, if that's what you
Another question I have is, during the entire MBTA A-team race, there was an incident where you kind of tried to force yourself onto A-team despite like everyone else kind of voting against it. Now that you're president, you could just put yourself on A-team, right? And I think a very important thing about the MBTA race is that everyone is competing and getting better, right? Do I have your word that you won't do that again?
I won't do that. I did sell myself to be A-team. I thought I could make it. And I asked E-Board. And in the end, E-Board decided that I shouldn't be, and I took that. I would never make that decision on my own and just weasel my way in. That's not right.
And my actually I have two more. One more is, how are you, a big thing that helps us run big events is Ethan's connections. Would you be working with him to keep our events as big as they are, etc.? Like, how is that transition of power going to work? Since Edog probably, I think he said, if he's not present, he might not be on E-Board. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would ask Ethan for his connections, and then I would try to form relations myself. Ethan's had the benefit of being born in Mass and being in the Smash scene for a while and being affable with everyone, and that's a real strength. But I believe myself to be able to form these connections as well. I'm close with, like, for example, the contractors now, Kay and Andrew, we have every MBTA, and other names in the Mass scene. I'm at this point, I like to think no. Like if someone would say pit professor, they would know what that is. And if I reached out saying like, hey, we have this event, that event, they'd be cool with working with me.
Cool. Last one is just, I think you have a co-op left. Do you have plans for what's going to happen during that co-op if you have to go on co-op?
Yeah, I'm trying to be on co-op next semester, and I'd like to be in Boston. But if plans fall through, and let's say, I don't know, I'm in like California or something, and I'm not here, I would step down as president that semester because I clearly can't fulfill the role. It would be going to someone else if I'm like completely out here.
Okay. Sorry for hardballing you. Good shit.
No, bring it on. Ben.
Future of side brackets. What do you want to kind of expand that and do more side brackets? Like I always, as someone who's not very good at Smash, I enjoy playing other things, other aspects of Smash, just other games.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any ideas for like wanting to expand side brackets, or just kind of keep it as is?
Can you get like an SSQM spirit side bracket? I'm gonna look at this.
I have thought about doing this.
Or like a Mario Kart.
Quiet. Focus on the questions, please.
I'd like to keep it Smash Bros. Preferably, but I'm open to anything. Like in the past, when we don't have like a specific idea, like the amiibo thing or like the main swap, we would just stick it to like Mega Smash or Squad Strike or something like a classic side bracket. But if we have something more interesting, I'm happy to run it. That's what I like about Student Nest, is that we're all kind of in the same bubble and we can do whatever we want. So I'm open to anything. Yeah.
This is kind of similar to Robert's question, but Ethan clearly has had a lot of experience with like the presidential stuff in terms of forms he has to fill out and what he has to do. You said that, you know, with the him from GTA 5, that the lack of experience like halted some of those things. How would you make sure that that doesn't happen again becoming president?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I'm slightly better about just dealing with Northeastern logistics now, but generally I'd be going to Ethan and Aiden for a lot of advice. I don't want to put words in Ethan's mouth, but I know at one point he also had to like reach out to Aiden for advice on how to do things. And that's just the territory of becoming president when you haven't been it before. So I'll do my best, I really will, and I'll look out for advice. That's, you got my word, I suppose. That's all I can say.
Evan, when you become president, what game modes? What game modes are you adding to your Switch?
What game modes?
Yeah.
Purple mode? I'm thinking like a heal smash.
Purple mode?
I'm thinking heal smash where you just have healing items and you're just trying to heal up before your opponent kills you. Great. Thank you.
First off, quick announcement because I determined logistics. We're gonna do double elimination in our Swiss.
David.
Wait,
David, did you send it to?
It's on you.
Oh, did you send it to this one as well? UltimateNU2K@gmail.com. No, that's UltimateNU2K@gmail.com.
Can't this work?
Yeah, it's on here.
It's not. That's not being streamed. That's why I asked you to send it to both.
No, I have it here.
But that's not being streamed.
Yeah.
Why isn't it?
Oh, I understand. You've been
Ultimate
NU.
NU today. I have this email on this computer. You should know.
I like the screen.
That's real.
The same thing as I'm gonna have my video footage. My very first night. I know.
Oh my god.
My own costume is good.
It's Davo. That's
Yeah.
Are you gonna start?
No, he's cooking.
Naomi got this for my birthday.
Are you gonna start at March?
Where'd
you get it from? Who'd you commission it from?
I'm Evil Davo. Please vote for me. I play Bowser. I play Sonic. I play Captain Falcon. I play Wolf. I play Game & Watch. I play Cloud, I play Mewtwo, and I play Brawler. I play a lot of characters. I'm Evil Davo. Alright. Who is Davo? That's me, as you can see. I got a picture with Zombra. He's not that important today, though. I got slime for charity. Thank you, Mutu. We raised $1,500 for diabetes. That's me playing Amphitheater Ramquads, the best format of all time. Coming soon to an S, maybe, if I'm president. And that's me at the gala, which is an incredible ride. Please go to the gala. It was too small this semester. It's awesome. You get to dress up and play Smash and be double with Jay. Yeah. It was awesome. We went on too. Why is Davo? So currently, I'm a sophomore math major. I started a CS and I switched, but now I'm doing math. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. I'm currently the operations manager, which means I'm in charge of equipment, setup. I TO a lot, as you all know. As for TOing, I would be TOing even if I wasn't e-board, even if I was an operations manager. I just really like TOing. I'm very passionate about being a TO. So yeah, I would do that anyway, but I'm operations manager currently. I did have all the apartments, all the monitors in my apartment before the car broke. That was a bad night. Thank you, David, for shouting e-board. I'm on PR panel. As most of you probably know, I'm very passionate about stats, the statistical side and the number side of Smash. So like doing rankings and UR time, but the rankings for each season, all that is I'm a big part of. I'm currently doing most of the stuff for the form, well not for the form, for the sheet that has like wins and placements and stuff. So I just really care about that. Lynn's doing a lot too. Vote for Lynn for one key runs, I forget. But I really like stats. I'm gonna do at some point when I have more free time. So I run a Davo stat, which is a stats account on Twitter, and I'm gonna do a spotlight of players in Mass who are not currently PO or haven't been PO, but are close and players to look out for, like Troya, Edog, Saiyan Prince, those kind of players. I'm just really passionate about stats and numbers. I'm a big TO. Oh yeah. I'm a fan of Pokemon. I'm also really passionate about Pokemon. I started the Pokemon Club. He was beating Lima in Ranbats, like the top 20 player. He recognized I talked to him during this game. He remembers Edog. He goes, that Wii Fit that was chatting with you. Because we were being a bit annoying.
They thought it was funny. It was funny.
But yeah, I run draft leagues. I know a lot of you who are in that. It's awesome. I love Pokemon. Yeah, I thought it. Yes. When we play a match sometime. I put the fucking team in the guy. I know a lot about Smash. Ask never who the 5 gods are. That's all I'm gonna say. I've seen the Smash Dog. I keep up with stats. I'm an alt-ranked Patreon. I know a lot about Smash. Ask me the top player of any character in Japan, the 3rd best player of any character in Japan. I can probably tell you.
Lucario.
The 3rd best named brawler?
Yeah.
It's probably just Lunamato. Is it probably? You think Lunamato's better than Yeast? Who do you think's better?
Lunamato's 4 or 5.
That's crazy.
Lucario.
The 3rd best Lucario is banned. I can't trust him. Probably right now it's a Grand Win, but she retired. Who's the best Mewtwo? Suzu, but also dead character. I love Mewtwo. Oh my god. I'm also really good at Smash, I swear, see? A lot of those are very real. The Deuce win, not real. The Nevin win, not real. The Family win, redemption. The Jalen win, random and his scoring. The Bullseye win is real, but that's like an Ohio shit. I don't know why he's up there. The Derek wins, those are real. Good fuck. The Crow wins, made him retire for a month. The Jamie wins, one of them was Hero. I beat Chris. The Gobby win. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I beat Lynn once. I beat Lynn twice. But one of them isn't on here.
Don't ask her if that counts.
Accomplishments. I beat Gubby, guys.
What stage did you play on this?
Super small out of it.
Bowser's
Peace
stage.
Mario Bros.
Mario, wait, oh my god.
It's the best Bowser stage in the game. You can't kill him, and he kills you early.
Oh, that's true.
How does Bayo kill on Mario Bros?
You know, I lost to someone on Mario Bros. And I owed them.
Why would make an epic president? The actual reasons to vote for me. Aiden endorsed me because he thought that I did a really good job with MBTA. I got a lot of players here, and then they all canceled because of an awesome snowstorm on my birthday. It was my birthday recently. Don't vote for him. Okay. Reason 1. Passion. I love Smash. I talk a lot about Smash. Probably sad. Probably rage baiting Ethan. I've been to almost every nest since I got here, except for the 3 weeks where I banned myself. Oops. And I won a bracket over Kentucky, and I popped off. That was the first time I've ever won anything. I won Redemption, and then I got second to JVs a lot. Because I'm bad. But I really care about Smash. I'm very passionate. I'm always here. I'm always talking about Smash. Yeah, I love Smash. EE knows who I am because I'm in his chat a lot. And I talked to EE too, because he said I didn't like the link of the delay mod. He just made shit up. 2. Outreach. These guys have shame. I DM'd Mia. No, because Twitter DMs are broken.
That's not the reason.
I'm taking Japanese pop culture. My teacher's a white woman.
Why didn't you ask Roka to do it for you?
Oh, geez,
Yeah, why didn't I? Okay, but also, Davo was signed up for a tournament because of outreach. I did. A lot of a lot of players were signed up because of outreach. I didn't need it. I recently we have big nights coming up. I DM a bunch of top players and Davo about big nights. Edog is something they don't have to talk about. But Edog and DM, Just Blue, Insignia, Wanpi, Hobby's retired. Nuggets is a maybe. Hicks is also a maybe. Kravis might be coaching me for the OKD. He has been wanting to get him on. And Luigi Kid is a very good Luigi, currently top 200 NA, and he's going to come to MBTA next semester with RIT. And Mason said she might come because they fuck with randos. A lot of people want to come for randos. Also, I think I do a good job. Even though I'm TOing a lot, I try to talk to every new people, or the new people, like, even at MBTA, like, there was, does anyone know who Shed was? Yeah, he was this, like, 13-year-old kid who came with his mom, and I talked to his mom for, like, 30 minutes about what was happening. Yeah, they wanted to run a tournament at their house. Very curious, but yeah, I talk to a lot of people. I'm very in the scene. I try to talk to as many people as I can. I try to meet as many people as I can, and I think that's also helped me get connections. So like, even though Edog has a lot of connections, I think I also have a similar amount of connections. I talk to a lot of people. Like currently, Rizul forgot to register for a GamerCon, so I talked to Generic and I was like, hey, somebody forgot to register, so he's gonna let Rizul register. He said he was gonna open it back up for like a little bit when you could register.
Yeah, I'll check it. That's the tournament, not the event, right?
Yeah, the tournament. He's signed up for the event already.
Thank you, Davo.
I was like, oops. Okay. But yeah, I talked to a lot of people. I helped run a match Harder Redemption. Like, I do a lot of outreach. I talk to a lot of people. I'm in Hazmat's DMs. He wants to come to next MBTA. And if Hazmat comes, Street probably will come. Because those guys are friends. Okay. What does he even do? W graphics. Like Big Death Randoms, that was my idea. Ethan's like, sure. I'm a Boston defender. Fuck Tony 54. That guy got.
That's mean. That's not kind.
He doesn't get a vote. He doesn't get a vote. What's he gonna do about it?
Can we be nice to Tony, please?
No.
Tony, if you're in chat, I'm sorry.
Slug, I was talking specifically. He came and got full. YouTube was probably gonna come anyway, but I reached out to him. Nuggets, I reached out to, and he was like, maybe, and then someone else reached out, because Adam just moved to go. And he came. Insignia, someone I reached out to. K-Flock was going to come because of me. Yeast, Weezer, both probably going to come because of me, because I set up a call from New Jersey. Zomba was going to come because of me. And more. I got a lot of people to MBTA, and then they didn't come. But they were supposed to. And that's the important part. Reason 3, leadership. I'm a summer camp counselor. I have experience working with kids. There's some people in this Smash team who might need some help being yelled at, do stuff to get out of the way, or do stuff. I am a leader. I have a lot of leadership experience. Why do I have this mute twice? I have a lot of leadership experience. I work at the intramurals as a ref, which is kind of similar to TOing. I do stuff on time. I'm organized. I do a lot of delegating. I'm used to doing all that. Leadership. Ethan looks to the past. Nevin focuses on the present. But I look to the future.
Who is that?
That's Zero. That's a quote from Zero. He's from Code Geass.
Code Geass. Oh yeah, that's right.
So
I know the person with the green hair from that one.
Yeah, she's his girlfriend that he manipulates. He's just like me.
That's terrible.
More strict noise on raging and noise levels. I'm a part of this because I shout, but we gotta get some. I think for noise levels, it's gonna go warning, and if you don't listen to the TOs, it's gonna be a DQ from that tournament. They can still come the next week, but if they're being loud again, they're gonna get a week ban, and then if it keeps happening, it's a semester ban. And if they show growth, they can come back. But yeah, I think the noise, because this is a small room that gets 70 people in, so I think keeping low indoor voices is good. Being next to the people you're talking to is something that gets on my nerve when people are talking across the room. So yeah, the Curry tournaments. I'm working with the Curry game room. David, Naomi, and Brendan were there yesterday, but I saw they were setting a tournament. I messaged them, and then I talked to the person running it, Sophia. She's very nice. And me, Brendan, David went yesterday, and Naomi went yesterday, and we helped them out, and we talked about working together in the future. I think it should replace casual nights because it's because we struggle to get like people who aren't in the club to get to casual nights. Because how are they gonna find out? We don't have posters. We don't have this giant. We don't have this giant Instagram account. This is a great way to work with them to get people who don't know about Smash Club. Because like I was talking to her and I was like, oh, like she didn't even know about us. She asked around and said there was no Smash Club. So I think this is a great way for us to grow our brand and reach more people by working with them. And it's also great for them because they get to invest and they have funding. We got prizes last night. It was sick. Davo PR training. I will be nice to Connecticut. I swear, I'm going to take step 9. I've been talking to people. I've made amends. I've talked to people like Grid. I apologized to Corey and we had a nice conversation. He unblocked me on Twitter. I talked to Mo, who made a tweet saying I was cringe. I'm working on the PR. I know I'm not the best at it, and I'm cringe on Twitter. My Twitter isn't private. It probably will stay private because I have a lot of thoughts. But I'm working on it. It is something I know I acknowledge that I'm bad at, but I'm working on it. And then once a month instead of redemption, I want to do fun side brackets. Random partner randoms, like we did, I think 2 years ago for Hollow Mess. CPU horse betting. We put 8 level 9 CPUs on the screen, and you got to bet on which one you think is going to win. Who knows? Real money involved. Fuck Edog.
It's not fuck me if it's your club.
That's so right.
Wait, true. Okay, if I'm president, real money betting.
Fuck Davo.
If you lose money, just don't lose money. Bet on the game. Bet on 1,000. Duelist Pro. Does anyone know what Duelist Pro is? So Duelist Pro is a brawl game where you're in like a dome with no floor, and you have 2 snakes, and you got a grenade recovery and like hit each other, and it's really cool and awesome. Ram quads, 4v4 randoms. It's awesome. Rivals 1 workshop random. So you don't know what the character you get does. Yeah, thank you, Ben Dominator. But like, I played Rivals 1 with my friends, and you just get the most random shit, and you're like, let me figure out my moves. And it's the most fun thing ever because there's 1,000 characters. What if you get Germa? I don't know what Germa's side B is. Do you?
I know what Germa's side bet is.
What is it?
It's just Falcon, right? Germa's basically Falcon, I think.
I couldn't tell you. But yeah, he's a mid-try. But like Rivals Workshop Randomizer.
Remember when I did a Germa thing for Thanksgiving?
Derek.
Then we gotta go.
Okay, and then prizes. I talked to Adam Justin about this, so he thinks it's a cool idea. But like stuff like plushes, trophies. Like I want to use the 3D printer to like make a little Nest trophy, or like make like something special that like the winners get. Not just money, but like something that's cool and that's sweet. Oh my, I don't know. It's just a thought. Closing remarks. Yo, what's this Luigi clip I hit, guys? Ooh, ooh. Oh, hit him, baby. Oh, what's his name? Ooh, bam. That's that. Boom.
Who said it's saucy, man?
Don't ask me. If you want the story, I'll tell you. All right. Any questions? This is Derek.
Okay.
First of all, the energy you bring to Smash Club is very important, and that's something that you definitely have an edge in. However, there is something that you did address during the presentation, and it's definitely your hostility towards Connecticut, specifically. I wonder why you were asking this question. Yeah, good question. Anyways, what are some of the steps that you will be taking in order to basically at least quell some of your I don't know. I don't want to say outbursts because I know you're definitely working on it, but I think it's important because as the face of the club, you're gonna be the face of the club, and what's your action process there?
You're talking about outbursts on TO, I get mad and yell at someone, or
No, I'm just saying going forward, just being as the face of the club, what do you prioritize?
I'm definitely working on it. I think I'm getting better at it. There was some bad situations last semester, but I've talked to people. I'm learning as I go. As a lot of people know, I'm probably not the most social or charismatic, but I'm really working on it. It's something I just struggle with as a person, but I'm really passionate as a leader. I think even talking to Corey, who's someone I had a lot of problems with, and he had a lot of problems with me. We talked about it. We apologized. We got over it, and now we talked, and I'm getting it. And also, I'm going to Dig Step 9, which is the Connecticut Davo Fest, effectively. And even if we don't have a van, because we're probably not gonna have a van, even if we don't try.
You are upselling yourself by
Kay said that, bro. That's what Kay said. Kay said we don't have events like that. We only have Davo Fest. What is Kay? Okay. But I'm going to that event to network and talk to people and make because I want to practice what I preach. What I preach is traveling, going to more events, playing more people, and I just want to go and show that I'm not a hater.
Okay. One more question. Will you go to Hog?
I work Monday nights.
You will? Okay.
He works Monday nights.
Oh, you work on Monday.
He's tried to go before.
I tried to go with Kay a few weeks ago, but I work 9 to 12 on Mondays. Lynn.
Thank you.
Same question as with Ethan and Derek. What are you doing to bridge the gap between the casuals and the competitive, and to make the SM more plus than you are?
So I think the gap between casuals and competitive is a really hard thing to bridge. I think one thing that helps is the curry tournaments, because those are very casual evening tournaments. I think everyone that wasn't me, David, Naomi, or Brevin, hadn't been to something before, and you know how they smash, and just talk to them, hang out with them, just it was a social event, and you talk to them, show the patrols, hey, you should come to that sometime maybe, just getting that point across that it smashes for everyone, it's not just for the sweaty gamers, except when I had to go Sonic against him for 20 minutes, there was prizes, man. I wanted that red shell plush. Then.
I have a couple. One on the casual thing. I think that the curry practice is a really great thing to focus towards for bridging it, but I think that we're using it as a replacement for casual nights. I'm a big concern about that because, especially you and people who go to Nest regularly are attending these tournaments, they'll quickly become Nest 2, I feel and not a casual. I think it's a good space for a bridge, but I think that replacing casual nights is not.
I talked about that in student chat a little bit, but I didn't want a lot of Nest people going because I didn't want to go. So only me, David, and Brevin, and Naomi ended up going because I didn't want to just be oh, I'm gonna sit there and talk to Ryan Frosty for an hour. Yeah. I wanted to talk to new people, Levi, who was here a few 2 weeks ago, came, and I talked to him, or there was someone named Lily in there who I talked to, or there was Sophia, who was the running it. Nest to check it out. I want it to not be a big group of us going, even if it is kind of the raising casual nights, but because currently, when I ran casual nights 1 week, it was me and 2 casuals, something similar to that, with a few Nest and regulars, and then casuals. If 5 people from Nest were I want to go casual, I want to go curry centers, I wouldn't go that way.
Alright, also, you mentioned Instagram before. Do you have any plans to kind of grow the Instagram? Because I know that's
the social media manager. Whoever's running for social media manager, that will be part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Twitter,
I'm gonna be on co-op next semester, so
all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that's
Derek
a
is
lot
not.
of
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that to be good.
And also, side brackets, you said that you were open to doing stuff like Raffles. Are you open to more games past Smash, or are you kind of want to keep it within the flat fighter genre?
Depends. What do you think?
He wants a Tekken 8 bracket.
No.
Oh, come on!
No Tekken.
I just think that'd be fun to expand. Is it really an FGC club or anything like that?
I don't want to turn this into an FGC club.
I don't want you to. I'm saying that there isn't really much. Smash is kind of the only game club kind of thing. So besides just
But like, I want to keep it focused on platform titles or Nintendo focused stuff. Like, I was interested in Pokemon. I ran Pokemon last semester, and then I was interested in expanding it, so I made its own type. Like, if I was interested in Tekken, I'll make that.
You should get interested in Tekken.
I'm not getting interested in Tekken. I played one real-time gaming card.
David.
Tekken 8 Season 3 comes out. That's right.
First is a follow-up question for Derek. Derek! First is a follow-up question from Derek's. You mentioned still like working through the process of making less remarks, I guess, towards other regions similar to that of Connecticut. As the youngest candidate, do you think there's any merit in waiting a year and letting yourself grow and not being the president?
My age isn't a factor. I think my immaturity sometimes is not a factor of my age, but just who I am. And I think I'm working on that independent of how I'm growing up. I think it is a part of growing up, but I also think that there are people who are older than me who might have less of that, and there are people younger than me who are better at that. I think there's people in this club who are freshmen who are better than me, who have more maturity than me. I think it's independent of my age.
Okay. And the second thing is you mentioned running side brackets at Nest once a month. The biggest reason that I don't currently is timeliness.
Yes.
We end Nest at like 11:30 every week, and we are getting like borderline pushed out by the janitors at that point.
Yes.
What's your plan for making sure that the side brackets aren't keeping us in here until like midnight, 12:30?
One thing with that was stuff like the rand quads. That moves a lot. Like that takes 2 setups. Like there's 4. Like if each team is 4 people, there is like 6 teams in the tournament or something like that. Like that would be something that takes 1 setup, and we wouldn't run that much lower with 1 setup at a time. Stuff like Rivals 1 workshop, I would assume being a smaller tournament. CPU betting doesn't even take a monitor.
What about the overlap between people that might be in top cuts of both? That's like what the big problem is.
My plan would be that the top cut, those brackets would be a lot smaller, like single elimination or something, so that they run a lot faster. We can get to sets. Like one problem, one beat we had was like the main bracket was that since they were running completely simultaneously. Ethan was in grand finals with both, then they had to run one and then the other. If it's single elimination, we can get through the one part of bracket faster and then get those people playing the sets while other people play sets. So like if we could do like losers round 2, well the 4v4 grand quads is finished.
Davo, some of these other candidates are very skilled. How good are you at skiing?
Skiing? I think skill at skiing is not a relevant thing. I think Jalen is awesome, but Jalen sucks at skiing.
Well, Jalen's not running for e-board. Coincidence? I think not.
I am clumsy and kind of a doofus, so my ability to do that shouldn't be a factor. But if any of you do volleyball, I'm an intramural ref for that, and I will give you benefit.
We may have to cap these questions.
Yeah.
What region is it? New England. Blue Red side.
You are currently president of Pokemon Team, right?
Yes.
Do you think that the presidency level might see a lot of going into another year, or do you think you're going to have that?
No, Pokemon Club isn't an official club right now, and we also don't have in-person meetings. The only thing I'm really doing for that club is draft league every week, and that's not as big a time sink. It's also an online time sink. Like I have to update the stats for that. That maybe takes me 20 minutes a day. That's not bad.
Also follow up, what are you doing for alumni relations?
Considering all the alumni are positive on me, they're all banned. Stop beating me!
I lost my vote.
You don't get a vote. You're like Puerto Rico.
I think we're gonna do like 2 more questions.
Yeah, 2 more questions. If you have any other, you can ask them on Discord.
Yes.
I had a more specific question about the Pokemon Club. Presumably, you want to make an official club, and like that's presumably a lot of work. I don't need to do a lot of things to go to the time club. So how does that like fun?
I'm not concerned with making Pokemon an official club right now. I don't really care to get funding. We're not going to events. Like, for a draft league, for a higher up league, it's just a $10 buy-in, and then there's a prize and commissioned art. Like, I'm not that concerned with making an official club. Maybe that's something that people will come to me and say they are. I haven't been asked about that. But I don't think that's something that's going to